Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal Part 241 to 242 based on novel. So let's start. The flame moved with the wind just like how the wind makes the plants move, which makes it look like the mountain is moving, but in reality, Wang Lin pondered. In reality, the mountain didn't move, the flame didn't move, what moved was the wind. Wang Lin waved his right hand and all the windows snapped shut. After blocking the wind from outside, no more blew into the room. Without wind, the flame calmed down from its violent flicker. However, it still gently swayed from the consumption of oil. Wang Lin frowned as he stared at the flame. Before the flame's light, his face was bright and dark, revealing a feint of gloominess. Something's wrong, the wind has already stopped, but this flame is still moving. At this moment, although Wang Lin didn't know it, his state was very similar to Dao confirmation, but instead of confirming his own Dao, he was confirming the All-Seer's Dao. He had been acquainted with the All-Seer for hundreds of years. Back then, with Wang Lin's low cultivation level, he couldn't see through the changes on the All-Seer's body. However, now he was vaguely able to see some clues. There were too many secrets surrounding the All-Seer. What made Wang Lin dread him the most was that he was unable to guess what was going through the other party's mind at all. The All-Seer is like the flame that is ever changing. Even when I isolate the wind, it is impossible to find its original appearance. Wang Lin frowned, and his gaze was still locked onto the flame. Time slowly passed. Unknowingly, it was already 3 a.m. The sky outside was completely dark, and as the wind blew on the window, it caused the paper to rustle. This sound was very clear in this quiet night. The wind moves, the mountain moves, the flame moves. Wang Lin raised his head and took a step. He disappeared from the room and reappeared in the night sky. Below him was the heavenly fate sect's Mount Purple. The wind was strong this night, and clouds filled the sky. Not much moonlight fell on the earth through the clouds, which made everything before him very dark. While he pondered, Wang Lin raised his right hand and gently waved it. There was a trace law that appeared during Wang Lin's comprehension of Summon the Rain. The wind surged in the sky covered by the dark clouds. The clouds that seemed to contain rain all dissipated and then bright moonlight fell on the earth without any obstacles. Under the moonlight, a shadow appeared under Mount Purple. The wind blew by, causing the plants on the mountain to move, and the sounds of them rustling could be heard. Looking at the mountain and the large shadow, although the plants on the mountain were moving, the shadow barely changed. This mountain is not moving. Wang Lin's eyes shined brightly. It was as if something had gone off in his head, and enlightenment filled his eyes. He seemed to have grasped a trace of a clue. The wind only blew the surface, yet the mountain seemed to move, but in reality, it was my heart that moved. My heart moved, so the mountain moved. Clarity filled Wang Lin's eyes and then he returned to the room. Looking at the flame, Wang Lin's breathing gradually subsided until it seemed like he was dead. If an outsider was here and they saw this, they wouldn't feel the slightest change. The flame would still be slightly shaking and crackling. However, at this moment, this flame was like a violent wave that shook in various ways. It gradually slowed down until it became motionless, as if the stop spell was used. At this instant, Wang Lin's mind trembled. He was filled with disbelief, as if he found that what he saw was completely unbelievable. The origin energy flowed to every part of his body without his control, and sounds of something bursting came from his body. It was as if a mortal martial artist had opened all their meridians. As his origin energy cycled like crazy, Wang Lin's third eye silently opened and a gap opened. However, no red light came out. Instead, it was as if it was absorbing something. This caused the origin energy inside Wang Lin's body to cycle even faster. This speed had already reached an unimaginable speed, but Wang Lin felt no pain. The current him seemed to be startled as he stared at the flame. The belief in his eyes reached a peak. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. What he saw was no longer the candle flame but a very weak flame. This flame was what Wang Lin had created before. If this was all, it wouldn't have shocked Wang Lin so much. However, although the flame looked like it stopped, it was still moving. This kind of movement was a kind of reversal. It was as if there was a force surrounding the flame that was making it rapidly dissipate in a way Wang Lin didn't understand. It might be inaccurate to say it was dissipating. It was as if the flame was becoming large and larger. In the end, Wang Lin saw the secret within the flame after it had been magnified countless times. These were small elements. These elements would move past each other and collide in a specific way. Each time they collided, they would release a trace of heat. At a glance, these elements were a mess, but it was different from Wang Lin's point of view. Whether it was how they moved or collided, they all contained some kind of law. This is law. The law of fire. From beginning to end, Wang Lin didn't blink. He stared at the flame and muttered, "Could it go deeper?" Just as Wang Lin thought of this, the countless elements suddenly magnified. Just like that flame, they instantly grew very large at a violent speed. As the elements continued to be magnified, traces of illusionary lines surrounded it. However, at this moment, the origin energy in his body rumbled. He felt a sharp pain between his eyebrows and he awakened. Cold sweat poured out from his forehead and his entire outfit was soaked. The current Wang Lin was completely pale, and he took a deep breath. He looked at the candle and muttered, "What is that? Could it have been source origin? I could grasp that law, but I only saw the source origin for an instant, and my body couldn't withstand it." Wang Lin pondered for a while before he closed his eyes and cultivated. Time slowly passed. The darkness outside the window disappeared and was replaced with light. Just as dawn arrived, Wang Lin opened his eyes from cultivation. Then a gaze that could pierce anything landed on the door. "Seventh brother. May I come in?" A soft voice came from outside the pavilion. Wang Lin calmly said, "Fourth sister, please enter." The breathing outside the pavilion was heavy, and after a long time, the door was pushed open. A beautiful woman in purple walked in, biting her lower lip. Although this woman's appearance was not as stunning as Li Mai, she was still beautiful. However, there were traces of the passage of time on her face, making her feel a bit aged. After she entered the room, she silently sat in a chair. She didn't look at Wang Lin, her empty eyes silently looked at the empty space before her. The room was completely silent as Wang Lin closed his eyes and continued to cultivate. However, he soon felt a faint divine sense that stretched out from between the woman's eyebrows. As his divine sense spread out, it spread toward Wang Lin. It wasn't fast, it eased its way over like it was very hesitant. As the divine sense approached, Wang Lin's eyes opened and a ray of light shined out of them. The divine sense trembled and wanted to retreat, but it was instantly frozen in the air. The face of the woman in purple was deathly pale. She could feel that if her divine sense moved at all, Wang Lin would instantly devour it. Wang Lin stared at the woman in purple and loosened his lock on her divine sense, allowing her divine sense to return to her body. She couldn't hide anything before Wang Lin. There were 6 seals on her body, sealing her cultivation. What she revealed to the outside was only late-stage soul transformation. If it was the Wang Lin back then, he wouldn't be able to see through this. However, now he only needed one gaze to completely see through the woman in purple. Wang Lin frowned slightly and said, "What does fourth sister want?" The woman in purple opened her mouth as if she wanted to say something, but in the end she remained silent. "Since fourth sister doesn't have anything, then I won't be sending you off." With that, Wang Lin waved his sleeve. A gentle breeze appeared, causing the woman's body to tremble and step rapidly toward the door. Just as she arrived at the door, her eyes revealed a decisive gaze and she whispered, "Wang Lin, now that you have reached the second step, aren't you afraid of the crisis that might befall you in the Heavenly Fate sect?" Wang Lin's eyes lit up and his right hand reached out. He pulled the woman in purple back in and calmly said, "What does senior sister mean?" The woman in purple clenched teeth as she looked up at Wang Lin and softly said, "If you hadn't fled back then, it's likely you would have gone inexplicably missing over the past few hundred years. I presume you already noticed that within the Heavenly Fate sect, none of the thousands of inner and outer disciples and even us direct disciples, no one's cultivation has reached the illusionary yin stay." Wang Lin's expression was calm as he silently looked at the woman in purple. When someone breaks through the late stage of ascendant and reaches the illusionary yin stage, that person will mysteriously disappear within a year. This matter is taboo within the Heavenly Fate sect. Back then, your cultivation level wasn't high enough to know this, and you presumably still don't know. Wang Lin's expression still didn't change at all. The woman in purple looked at Wang Lin. After she finished speaking, she found that Wang Lin's expression still hadn't changed. Her heart couldn't help but sink, and she clenched her teeth. I know you may not believe me, but I, Zhao Xinmeng, joined the sect at the age of 7 and cultivated for 1,000 years. Without waiting for Zhao Xinmeng, Wang Lin shook his head and said, "Are you not afraid of teacher finding out that you're speaking about this here? Every day at 5 a.m., Master goes into closed-door cultivation. Unless something major has occurred, he won't come out. Master has had this habit for thousands of years." Zhao Xinmeng seemed a bit hasty. "Wang Lin, everything I say is true." Wang Lin pondered a bit and looked at Zhao Xinmeng. Then he said, "This is why you have 6 seals inside your body." Zhao Xinmeng wasn't shocked by Wang Lin seeing through her. She revealed a trace of bitterness. "What else can I do beside this? A piece of my soul is in Master's hands, so I simply can't leave. Even if I were to leave, Master would only need but a thought for me to be completely destroyed. There are many people who seal their cultivation like me. Among them, the Red Division's Sun Hong has the highest cultivation level. She has 11 seals on her body, forcing herself to stay at the mid-stage of Ascendant. She even interfered with her own comprehension so that it won't match her real cultivation level. If she were to release the seals, she could quickly reach the early stage of Nirvana Scrya. There is also the Red Division's Lu Hai. If he released his seal, his cultivation level would immediately become peak corporeal yang. These are only people I know, but I believe there are those that have hidden themselves very well among the 7 divisions. However, no matter how much our cultivation advances, we don't dare to open the seals. Even if we reseal our cultivation after it has been open, we will mysteriously disappear within a year. If we were seriously injured and our cultivation level fell, those who didn't hide their cultivation would be fine, but those of us who hid our cultivation level would still disappear. From my understanding, Master has been cultivating for tens of thousands of years and has had countless disciples. However, none of them have ever appeared or even been heard of." Wang Lin's expression was neutral as he looked at Zhao Xinmeng. The 6 seals on this woman were very strange. If they were not face to face like this, they would have been easy to miss. However, Wang Lin believed that before the All-Seer, this kind of method was useless. Master didn't stop us from sealing our cultivation, he just ignored us. Fear filled Zhao Xinmeng's face. This was something she didn't understand, and neither did all the disciples who hid their cultivation levels. No matter how much we hide, Master won't acknowledge it, as if he really doesn't know. However, if the seals open, we will be doomed. 500 years ago, there was a disciple of the Orange Division whose seal had reached its limit. His seals were opened by force, and he disappeared the next day. It's impossible to escape. Even if we hide our cultivation, there is a limit. I can't afford to continue living such a life. And in the past 100 years, my seal has begun to loosen and I'm starting to lose control. Recently, this has been even more serious. Save me. Wang Lin, save me. I'll do whatever you want as long as you save me. Tears streamed down Zhao Xinmeng's eyes as she looked at Wang Lin, and her voice became hoarse. Did you know that although you only returned yesterday, you have gathered the attention of everyone within the Heavenly Fate sect who hid their cultivation? They must all be wondering when you will disappear. Zhao Xinmeng bit her lower lip. She couldn't talk to anyone about this, as this was considered an absolute taboo in the Heavenly Fate sect. She was already in despair before this. The seal on her body loosened more each day, and before long, the seal was going to collapse. The fear of her cultivation revealing itself terrified her. Rumor has it that all cultivators whose cultivation level went past Ascendant were devoured by Master. Wang Lin, I won't ask you to retrieve my soul, only that you help me reinforce the seal so that my cultivation will forever stay at the late of soul transformation. Zhao Xinmeng stood up and was about to bow to Wang Lin. Wang Lin raised his right hand and a gentle force appeared, causing Zhao Xinmeng to stand up straight. He pondered for a bit and was about to speak when he suddenly looked outside the pavilion. Zhao Xinmeng was startled, and a moment later, she also detected something. After pondering for a bit, for some reason her face blushed and she arrived next to Wang Lin in a flash. After taking off her shoes, she got onto Wang Lin's bed and formed a seal to hide herself. Wang Lin frowned. At this moment, light footsteps came from outside the pavilion. Seventh junior brother, Bai Wei requests a visit. Bai Wei's feminine voice slowly drifted into the room. Wang Lin had no bad feelings toward Bai Wei. If not for Bai Wei secretly reminding him back then, Wang Lin wouldn't have such a deep understanding of the All-Seer. Senior brother Bai, please enter. Wang Lin's voice was calm. However, there were faint scent of body fragrance that entered his nose that made him uncomfortable. The door opened. Bai Wei still had that beautiful appearance, but now he looked a bit frail. Inside the room, he looked at Wang Lin and let out a sigh. Still the same as before. Seventh brother, you haven't changed at all from back then. Brother Bai is the same. We haven't seen each other in hundreds of years, but it is as if I just saw you yesterday. Wang Lin smiled. Bai Wei's eyes were like water as he looked at Wang Lin and softly said, Seventh brother is using the wrong term. I'm no longer senior brother Bai, but junior sister Bai. Wang Lin's expression became strange and he couldn't help but wryly smile. Bai Wei saw Wang Lin's expression and smiled. His eyes shined, revealing a peerless look, and he smiled. Why is it so difficult to call me junior sister Bai? I have always been a woman. Wang Lin felt quite embarrassed. Even after 1,000 years of cultivation and life experience, he still didn't know what to do. He could only let out a dry cough and say, I wonder what matter senior brother Bai came here for. Bai Wei's eyebrows lifted and he looked at Wang Lin with his water-like eyes. Even with Wang Lin's early-stage nirvana scryer cultivation and ancient god body, he was almost unable to bear this gaze. He wryly smiled and said, Bai. Junior sister Bai, what did you come here for? Bai Wei's expression released and she whispered, Wang Lin, you shouldn't have come back. It's not easy to say it here, but are you free? On planet Tianyun, there is a market called the Ghost Eye. If you are free, then I have something to inform you on the way there. Wang Lin pondered. He hadn't been back for a long, so it was a good idea to hear from Bai Wei what had happened in the hundreds of years that passed. Also, his relationship with Bai Wei was quite good, so there was no reason to refuse. After observing Bai Wei, he found no seals. Bai Wei's cultivation was truly at the mid-stage of soul transformation. Okay, we will meet below Mount Purple at noon today. Bai Wei smiled at Wang Lin, expectation filling his phoenix eyes, and he left. Wang Lin wryly smiled. He felt a headache toward this Bai Wei. At this moment, a ripple appeared from his bag and Shu Ligua's voice echoed in his mind. Top quality. Top quality. Master, this is top quality. I, Shu Ligua, have met countless people, but I have never met someone this graceful. Especially her gaze when she left, it made even Grandpa Shu's bones soft. Master, if you don't like it, then I do. When I saw her, it reminded me of my G1. Wang Lin ignored Shu Ligua's words and cut off his voice. At this moment, a chuckle came from Wang Lin's side. Zhao Xinmeng appeared and her gaze toward Wang Lin was a bit different. Wang Lin frowned as he got up and sat down on the chair. He said, Fourth senior sister, I'll consider your matter. Zhao Xinmeng looked at Wang Lin, and after pondering for a bit, she softly said, although my cultivation level isn't high, I have retained my virginity throughout my 1,000 years of cultivation. If you can strengthen my seal, I can give you my 1,000-year origin yin. Zhao Xinmeng's face turned red as she faced Wang Lin. She opened up her sleeve, revealing a small red dot. She bit her lower lip and put down her sleeve before looking at Wang Lin and leaving. This is my last hope. If he can battle Ling Tianhu, his cultivation can't merely be at the Nirvana Scryer stage, he is likely at the Nirvana Cleanser stage. If he helps me, he must be able to suppress the seal completely. Zhao Xinmeng let out a sigh and her figure disappeared over the horizon. If I ask for others for help, with Master there, I fear no one would dare to help. Wang Lin sat inside the room and pondered. Helping Zhao Xinmeng was easy, but doing this would not please the All-Seer. If what Zhao Xinmeng said was true, then there must be a profound meaning to Master's indifference. Presumably. He is also conflicted on this in his mind. While pondering, the celestial sword Shu Ligua was in began to become restless, and the fluctuations from his bag disturbed his thoughts. Wang Lin frowned and slapped his bag of holding. The celestial sword immediately flew out and a large amount of black fog appeared. The black fog quickly condensed to reveal Shu Ligua's figure. Shu Ligua's eyes shined. After he appeared, he inhaled deeply in the spot where Bai Wei stood earlier. His face was filled with an intoxicated look and he muttered, "Top quality, really top quality. Compared to her, even the little girl in the demon spirit land is nothing. If I can." Shu Ligua revealed a nasty smile. Wang Lin coldly looked at Shu Ligua. Shu Ligua trembled and he felt a cold intent spread across his body. This coldness penetrated his soul, which made him sober, and he began to secretly complain. Damn it, why did this fiend's cultivation level go up again? There is no justice. Although I still feared him before, my soul didn't tremble from muster gaze from this damn fiend. It felt as if this fiend could cause Grandpa Shu to die with just a thought. Shu Ligua's expression changed, but he immediately revealed a flattering expression. Master is mighty. Your cultivation level has increased once more. Master is really gifted by the heavens. Without waiting for Shu Ligua to finish speaking, Wang Lin interrupted him and calmly said, "What were you so anxious to come out for?" Although his voice was calm, his eyes were cold. From Wang Lin's view, Shu Ligua needed to be beaten down occasionally, otherwise, Shu Ligua would get too unruly. This devil was something he had created, and perhaps only he understood this devil the most. Before Shu Ligua was refined into a devil, he had a lot of resentment, and his personality intensified after being refined into a devil. He knew that if Shu Ligua returned to his true form, the only way to control Shu Ligua was to always be stronger than him. Back in the Nether Beast, the old man thought Shu Ligua was a loyal person, but in reality, he had no loyalty at all. At most it was a habit formed by being under Wang Lin's control for almost 1,000 years. Unyielding thoughts would occasionally appear in Shu Ligua's heart. Wang Lin knew of this well. Not good. This devil fiend is going to punish me today. Shu Ligua was nervous as he licked his lips and flattered, "Master, the reason little Shu came out is to congratulate Master's increase in cultivation. Ever since I brilliantly decided to follow Master, Master's cultivation level has increased every time I come out. After a long time, this little one thought that if he comes out more often, maybe Master's cultivation level will become even higher." Hehe. As Shu Ligua spoke, he carefully looked at Wang Lin, ready to change his words at any time. Wang Lin frowned but revealed a smile. He looked at Shu Ligua and said, "Since you have the heart, then don't go back inside the celestial sword for now. Stay with me and properly comprehend the sword intent you inherited." Shu Ligua immediately patted his chest and said, "Master, rest assured, little Shu will not disgrace you and will properly cultivate." Although Shu Ligua said this, he secretly laughed. It is still your Grandpa Shu who is smarter and has quicker reactions. Just a few sweet words and even this fiend will be beaten. No matter how high your cultivation level is, you can't beat your Grandpa Shu's spell. Wang Lin no longer paid any attention to Shu Ligua. He sat down and began to cultivate. Shu Ligua was like a ghost that floated around in the room. Then he became bored and couldn't help but think of Bai Wei's peerless beauty. He first carefully looked at Wang Lin before he sniffed and revealed an intoxicated expression. Beauty, a real beauty. If she was a woman, she wouldn't be that special. Grandpa Shu has met a lot of women, but her for be a man. Shu Ligua's mind trembled and his heart felt itchy. He wanted to go find Bai Wei right now to talk heart to heart. His mind was filled with fantasies, and he felt restless. However, thinking about how Wang Lin was still nearby, he couldn't help but sigh. When Grandpa Shu followed the giant demon clan ancestor, the ancestor was so good to me. He gave me my G. Those days were filled with color. Unfortunately, after returning to this fiend, I'm stored away in the bag all day. The good life is so far away. Thinking about this, Shu Ligua felt anger in his heart. When my cultivation is strong enough one day, I must get back at this fiend. At most I'll just fight to the death. Fight. Just as he was thinking, he suddenly saw Wang Lin's eyelids move. he immediately revealing a flattering smile. However, after waiting for a long time, Wang Lin's eyes wouldn't open. Xu Ligua inwardly cursed, he really doesn't know how to enjoy life. If I had someone so devoted to me, I would have already jumped on them, not to mention that beauty. Xu Ligua let out a sigh. He knew that he wasn't powerful enough. After thinking for a long time, he sat down and began comprehend that ancient sword intent inheritance. Your grandpa Xu has to work hard, otherwise, the gap between me and the fiend will only grow wider. Then I will never be able to escape this fiend's clutches and escape this abyss of misery. After Xu Ligua began to cultivate, Wang Lin opened his eyes. His eyes shined brightly before he closed his eyes and ignored Xu Ligua. However, Wang Lin had made up his mind to refine this devil once more. Time quickly passed, and in the blink of an eye, it was noon. The sun outside the pavilion was bright and seemed to dispel all darkness. The sky was clear and blue, it would cause anyone's heart to calm down. Wang Lin opened his eyes and his body moved. The door opened on its own and he walked out. Xu Ligua got up to follow. His eyes looked around as he suppressed the excitement in his heart. I'm about to see that beauty. Wang Lin stepped through the air and headed toward the bottom of Mount Purple. In the distance, he could see figures moving among the 7 mountains. This revealed the scene of a big sect. There was chanting coming from the distance. It was the lower-level disciples of the Heavenly Fate sect practicing their spell proficiency. Dense spiritual energy filled the Heavenly Fate sect. However, it was noon, so the spiritual energy contained yang fire and was not fit for cultivation. There was no magnificent fluctuations of spiritual energy like there was during dawn or dusk. The purple division had the lowest status among the 7 divisions. Even the 7 direct disciple lineup wasn't complete, including Wang Lin, there were only 5. As a result, there were fewer ordinary disciples on Mount Purple. This made the huge mountain quite bleak. It was sparsely populated. As he walked down from the mountain, he saw no one. Xu Ligua followed behind Wang Lin, and the sunlight that landed on him didn't give him any discomfort. In fact, it felt pleasant, especially with the thought of how he would meet the beauty soon. Xu Ligua's heart itched, and he only hated Wang Lin for being too slow. Looking at Wang Lin's shadow, Xu Ligua thought, this fiend has cultivated for so many years and has had no fun in his life, but even this Grandpa Xu has to admire his increase in cultivation level. That little core formation cultivator has become a powerhouse. Just thinking about this, Xu Ligua quickly dispelled this idea and thought, I can't become like him. What joy is there in his life? It can be said that this fiend's cultivation was built by danger and slaughter. I, Xu Ligua, am not suited for this. It is comfortable to hold beauties. If I were like him, I would definitely be destroyed sooner or later. I don't know when this fiend will have bad luck and be killed. No, if he is killed, my fate won't be good either. Perhaps my mind will be erased to be used as an ordinary sword spirit. While Xu Ligua was thinking about random thing, Wang Lin had arrived at the bottom of the mountain. There was a pavilion at the bottom of the mountain. There was a purple figure standing inside the pavilion, and from afar they gave off a graceful feeling. However, the figure was feminine and revealed a hint of weakness. At this moment, a gentle breeze blew out and lifted the purple figure's hair. This person lifted their hair with their jade-like hand, then they turned around and smiled at Wang Lin. If one didn't know the details, then this person was far more beautiful than most women. Bai Wei's eyes lit up and he smiled. Senior brother Wang indeed kept his promise. Although Wang Lin's expression was neutral, Xu Ligua stared at Bai Wei from behind him. If not for Wang Lin being here, then no matter what, he would have jumped at Bai Wei. What is this? Bai Wei's gaze looked at Xu Ligua. Xu Ligua's body was filled with black mist, and at this moment, this black mist contracted, revealing his appearance when he was a cultivator. His eyes revealed an evil glare, but his expression was serious. Just as he was about to speak, he heard a cold snort that frightened him to immediately reveal a flattering expression. The rapid change startled Bai Wei. This is my treasure spirit. Brother Bai, where is the market you were talking about? Please lead the way. Wang Lin didn't make much of an introduction. With Wang Lin here, even though Xu Ligua's heart itched, he didn't dare to reveal too much. He could only look helplessly at Bai Wei and curse in his mind. This damn fiend Wang Lin. He's not going to eat him himself, and he also won't let Grandpa Shu eat. There no is justice, no justice. Bai Wei's eyebrows wrinkled and he said, "Senior brother Wang." Wang Lin immediately became embarrassed. It was very rare for him to become embarrassed, and now Bai Wei had done it twice. While he was embarrassed, Shu Ligua's eyes lit up and he stared at Bai Wei. He thought to himself, "Heaven has shined upon me, Shu Ligua, to meet the love of my life. I can't stand it." Black smoke appeared around Shu Ligua and he turned into a big mouth that looked like it was going to devour Bai Wei. At this moment, every thought of Wang Lin was all thrown away by his mind. He could only see Bai Wei's smile. As he rushed out, a cold light flashed in Wang Lin's eyes and his hand penetrated the black mist and directly grabbed Shu Ligua's soul. Shu Ligua suddenly around and just revealed a fierce expression at Wang Lin when Wang Lin grabbed him. Then Shu Ligua quickly revealed a flattering expression and repeated, "Master, Master, I know was wrong. I was wrong." Wang Lin grabbed Shu Ligua and said, "Bai. Junior sister Bai, please lead the way." Bai Wei also saw some clue and looked at Shu Ligua with great interest. This gaze made Shu Ligua excited. Bai Wei smiled as he slapped his bag of holding and a flying sword appeared. He stood on the sword and flew off into the distance. Wang Lin's expression was calm as he took a step and caught up to the sword light. Although this Bai Wei was feminine before, it was not this extreme. His body is now filled with yin aura and even his temperament has changed greatly. Moving forward, Wang Lin could feel someone secretly following him. Without even turning around, he knew this person was Zhao Xinmeng. 1. The lust domain spirit Wang Lin used against Liu Mai. Due to the yin energy inside Bai Wei's body, not only did his mind change, his behavior has also become quite feminine. If he was born like this, it would be fine, but it was obviously not this extreme back then. While they flew, Wang Lin's light shined faintly as he looked at Bai Wei. He always felt like there was something wrong with Bai Wei, but he couldn't find the exact problem. However, 1,000 years of cultivation allowed him some special sense. Although he was not as all-seeing as the all-seer, he could still feel a trace of events that were yet to occur. Bai Wei apparently didn't notice Wang Lin's divine sense sweeping past him and continued to smile and talk with Wang Lin. "You weren't here for long before. In a few months, the weather on planet Tianyun will change. The abrupt change between overcast and sunny is regarded as a unique scenery of planet Tianyun. During these hundreds of years, the heavenly fate sect has been calm and not much has happened. If anything did happen, it's that a white tree someone planted in the back mountain and claimed it would never flowered. However, the color of the flowers weren't white but black. It only lasted 3 breaths of time before it turned to dust. It surprised quite a few people that time. I was there as well. I thought it would have been great if I could have saved a flower. There is nothing suspicious." Wang Lin frowned, but that slight feeling was nagging in his heart. His expression remained neutral as he coped with Bai Wei's conversation. "After you left, Master spent most of his time in closed-door cultivation and rarely came out." As Bai Wei smiled, he told Wang Lin every single incident that happened in the Heavenly Fate sect. At the start, Wang Lin was seriously listening, but soon he frowned. Nothing Bai Wei talked about was great, they were all trivial things that had no meaning. Bai Wei smiled. "There is also Ghost Eye City. That city became famous many years ago after successfully auctioning a complete celestial spell. Every time it opens, it attracts a large amount of cultivators. It is open for 1 month, and aside from the auction house, people are free to trade. However, Ghost Eye City wasn't very big and the amount of residences are limited. If we go late, I'm afraid we'll have to camp." Wang Lin pondered a bit and allowed Bai Wei to talk while leading the way, but he pondered in his heart. After 15 minutes, Wang Lin suddenly said, "Junior sister Bai, what cultivation method do you cultivate?" Bai Wei was startled and his expression changed. He stopped before retreating a few steps while starting at Wang Lin and saying, "Does Brother Wang disdain me? If you find me annoying, then I'll leave and never bother you again." Wang Lin was shocked. He only asked what his cultivation method was, But he didn't expect Bai Wei to change so greatly. Wang Lin slowly said, "Brother Bai misunderstands, I'm just casually asking." Bai Wei bit his lower lip and pondered for a moment. He then looked at Wang Lin with a complex look and said, "The cultivation method I cultivate is called Celestial Double Desire Art." After speaking, Bai Wei became silent and flew north. Celestial Double Desire Art. Wang Lin's eyes shined as he looked at Bai Wei's figure. His eyes narrowed, and he could clearly see the rich yin energy inside Bai Wei suddenly accelerate. It was moving very quickly through Bai Wei's meridians and formed a mark. This mark was formed by the movement of yin energy through Bai Wei's meridians. Before, the yin energy inside Bai Wei was too slow for Wang Lin to notice. However, he was able to see it now, but the mark only appeared for a moment before disappearing. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he remembered that mark. He asked no more questions and followed Bai Wei. At dusk, he saw a circular city in the distance. This city was like a circle that fell on the earth and was guarded by cultivators. Before they got close, Wang Lin felt fluctuations of restriction surrounding the city. Rays of sword energy would occasionally drop down from the horizon. Sometimes it would be one and sometimes it would be many. They descended outside the city and showed their invitations before entering. Wang Lin knew it was best not to spread out his divine sense in an unfamiliar place, or else it could cause misunderstandings. He was naturally cautious, and although his cultivation level had increased, his caution hadn't reduced. After all, caution was needed to survive in the cultivation world. After pondering a bit, Wang Lin's divine sense spread out toward the city. He wasn't rash in the way he spread his divine sense, it was more like a gentle breath. He didn't try to find the secrets in the city but focused on the restriction fluctuations. He was acting like he had arrived before a strange door. Instead of violently breaking into the door, he was opening the door and taking a quick look inside. Although this was impolite, it was a common behavior in the cultivation world. Unless one was very tyrannical, this generally wouldn't cause any misunderstandings. The restriction over the city had no objection toward Wang Lin at all. With Wang Lin's cultivation and enlightenment in restriction, the restriction over the city didn't notice his divine sense at all. However, just as Wang Lin's divine sense went through the restriction and was about to return after sweeping the city, 3 divine senses that were well hidden erupted. They were like 3 dragons that charged at Wang Lin's divine sense. "What cultivator came to my Ghost Eye City? I'm one of the 3 Chen brothers, Master Yi Chen." An ancient voice came out from the divine sense when it got close to Wang Lin's divine sense. At the same time, the illusionary dragon formed by the 3 divine senses rotated to form a storm. They were about to trap Wang Lin's divine sense to prevent it from leaving. 2 of the 3 divine senses were at the early stage of Nirvana Scrya. The divine sense of Master Yi Chen was at the mid-stage of Nirvana Scrya. The combination of their divine senses made Wang Lin unable to escape immediately. Wang Lin's spells were all within his body, and his divine sense hadn't reached the mid-stage of Nirvana Scrya yet, so he was no match for the 3 of them with his divine sense. "I'm the Heavenly Fate Sect's Wang Lin. It is my hope I hope you'll forgive me." Wang Lin was the first to be impolite, so he wasn't angry. "Your divine sense was reckless and was trapped by me, but you want me to forgive you? What kind of reasoning is that? Today, the 3 of us won't make it hard on you. Personally come to admit your mistake and then immediately leave. If you dare to step into Ghost Eye City again, don't blame us for not being kind." Next to Master Yi Chen, a gloomy divine sense appeared. Wang Lin and Bai Wei stood outside the city, waiting in line to enter. As for Wang Lin's conversion with the 3, unless one's cultivation was very high, they wouldn't notice anything. Bai Wei was obviously not aware of anything, but Wang Lin frowned. "I hope fellow cultivator doesn't mind, but the 3 of us are in charge of Ghost Eye City's security, so we must be cautious. If fellow cultivator doesn't agree, then don't blame me for destroying this divine sense." Master Yi Chen sent out a sigh. He knew doing this was a bit too much. After all, this person hadn't gone out of bounds and it was just a natural sweep. The 3 Chen brothers had all done this before. Except right now, they were hired by Ghost Eye City, so they had to be cautious. Also, he was a bit unhappy right now. Basically all the Nirvana Scryer old monsters on the planet understood that the three of them were responsible for the security of Ghost Eye City. Most of them wouldn't probe with their divine senses as a sign of respect to the three of them. The person before him obviously wasn't showing them any respect. What use was it for him to admit to his mistake after realizing the situation was bad? If this person refuses to admit his mistake and comes to fight the three of us, I can respect him as an equal. However, it is obvious he saw how strong we three are and became timid. Moreover, if we don't severely punish this person, we will not have a day of peace before the auction begins. In order to scare of others that dare to observe with their divine senses, we must be more severe. I'll give you 3 seconds to consider. Master Yi Chen gently spread out his message. It would be too easy for the three of them to take care of an early-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator. Even if this person was really from the Heavenly Fate sect, the All-Seer wouldn't lower himself to deal with them. Moreover, the three of them didn't kill. After all, the three of them had given this person a chance, so even if they destroyed his divine sense, no one would say anything. If it was someone from the Da Lu Sword sect, Master Yi Chen wouldn't think this. After all, Sword Saint Ling Tianhu was famous for protecting his own. 3 breaths of time passed by in an instant. Master Yi Chen let out a cold snort and the divine sense dragon formed by the three of them let out a roar at Wang Lin's trapped divine sense. They were about to destroy Wang Lin's trapped divine sense. The three of you have gone too far. Wang Lin didn't pay attention to Bai Wei or Shu Ligua. He frowned and then disappeared with a step. Ghost Eye City's restriction couldn't even stop Wang Lin's divine sense, much less his physical body. At the moment Wang Lin disappeared, the restriction only flashed 3 times before it completely collapsed. The moment the restriction collapsed, Wang Lin's figure appeared above Ghost Eye City. His speed was beyond imagination. The moment Wang Lin appeared, he directly grabbed a divine sense dragon. The dragon wanted to struggle, but it was no use. Wang Lin flung the dragon backward and there was a loud rumble as the divine sense dragon collapsed. Inside Ghost Eye City, there was a very beautiful building. Inside the 3rd room from the east sat an old man. This old man wore a green robe and had a dignified expression. However, at this moment, his eyes opened, he coughed out blood, and his expression changed greatly. Nirvana Cleanser Old Monster. The old man's body flickered and disappeared. Part 242. Moving like water, Wang Lin's hand formed a fist and he casually threw a punch. An unimaginable black storm formed. One of the divine senses that formed the divine sense dragon was touched by Wang Lin's punch. That divine sense collapsed before it could even resist. The moment the divine sense dissipated, in the magnificent building of Ghost Eye City, a middle-aged man in purple was in the 2nd room from the east drinking tea. He suddenly smashed the teacup and the tea evaporated. The middle-aged man turned pale and he coughed out blood, then a ghast filled his eyes. The rate of his heart pounding accelerated and he exclaimed, "Could it be Nirvana Cleanser?" His expression changed before he finally clenched his teeth and disappeared from the room. As Wang Lin floated in air, his divine sense returned to his body. He coldly looked at last divine sense. The owner of that divine sense was Master Yi Chen. Everything happened too fast, and it was over in a flash. The last divine sense quickly retreated. With an indifferent expression, Wang Lin's hand reached out. The last divine sense seemed to be squeezed by the world and was pulled toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin grabbed it and directly crushed it. In the 1st room from the east in that magnificent building, there was a white-haired old man. He was standing behind the table with a brush in his hand and was writing vigorously on the paper on the table. Doing multiple things at once was too easy for cultivators like them. However, at this moment, the brush in his hand broke and he suddenly looked up. His face turned pale and blood rushed up his throat, but he forcibly suppressed it. Not good. The old man cursed in his heart and waved his sleeves as he charged out at an extremely fast speed. A wave was set off in Ghost Eye City as the collapse of the restriction caught the attention of all the cultivators. They all had varying cultivation levels, and they looked up at the sky. Wang Lin's expression was calm. He had already been very tolerant. If the three of them had released his divine sense, this would not have happened. 3 rays of bright light flew out from the city and arrived before Wang Lin. The 3 rays of light revealed themselves to be the 3 Chen brothers. The old man with white hair was Master Yi Chen. Behind him was the green-robed old man and the purple-robed middle-aged man. The 3 of them had bitter expressions. They didn't understand how this person had easily destroyed their divine senses in person when his divine sense was clearly at the early stage of Nirvana Skriya. If he merely destroyed their divine senses, they wouldn't be so scared, as they simply could have worked together. However, what terrified them was how easily Wang Lin had done it. 1 grasp, 1 punch, 1 squeeze. All very simple and all random actions. The 3 of them could feel that he hadn't even put any effort into it, and that was the root of their terror. No Nirvana Skriya cultivator could do this. Not even peak late-stage Nirvana Skriya cultivator can do this, because there were, after all, 3 of them. There was only one explanation for what had happened. This person was a Nirvana cleanser cultivator. Please forgive us, fellow cultivator Wang Lin. This matter was our fault. Master Yi Chen bitterly smiled. The 3 of them stood before Wang Lin rather embarrassedly. The 3 of them were all famous on planet Tianyun, and now that they had provoked someone they shouldn't have. Although their hearts felt bitter, they didn't feel dissatisfaction. After all, since the other party was a Nirvana cleanser cultivator, forget a courteous sweep of divine sense, even if he arrogantly swept by, it would be understandable. If they knew his cultivation level beforehand, they wouldn't have dared to stop him. After all, no one would dare to question a Nirvana cleanser cultivator that had come to Ghost Eye City. Even if that person didn't have an invitation, they would be treated as an honored guest. In planet Tianyun and all the surrounding planets, Nirvana cleanser cultivators are extremely rare. Any one of them are people who can make a cultivation planet tremble with a stomp of their feet. I haven't heard of anyone named Wang Lin. He said that he was from the Heavenly Fate sect. Could it be? Could he be from an older generation of the All-Seer's disciples? The 3 of them all looked at each other with doubt in their eyes. However, the power Wang Lin showed off was indeed worthy of a Nirvana cleanser cultivator. The green-robed old man felt rather embarrassed and said, "Please don't blame us, fellow cultivator Wang. The 3 of us are in charge of this city, so we may have offended you. Please forget us, forgive us." The middle-aged man also let out a wry smile and thought, the reputation of the 3 Chen brothers didn't really fall. After all, who would dare provoke a Nirvana cleanser cultivator? All 3 of them had sincere expressions and repeatedly admitted their mistake. Wang Lin's expression relaxed and he calmly said, "It was also I who made the mistake first, so let's just forget this matter." The 3 of them let out sighs of relief. If Wang Lin wouldn't let this go, they could only try to escape. Provoking a Nirvana cleanser cultivator was like being branded for death. Master Yi Chen politely said, "Fellow cultivator Wang must have came to Ghost Eye City for that bottle of liquid purple jade. However, there are still several days before the auction. Does fellow cultivator have a place to stay? If not, the 3 of us can arrange a place for you." The purple-robed middle-aged man and the green-robed old man both looked at Wang Lin with inviting gazes. No matter how arrogant the 3 of them were, when facing a Nirvana cleanser cultivator, they didn't dare to reveal any of it. Instead, they showed the intent of getting closer. Liquid purple jade. This sounded familiar to Wang Lin. After pondering a bit, he looked at the 3 of them and nodded. "Then I'll be trouble you 3 fellow cultivators." Master Yi Chen laughed and said, "No problem. It was fate that we were able to become acquainted with fellow cultivator Wang Lin." He smiled as he gestured with his right hand to welcome Wang Lin. Wang Lin turned around and looked at the distance. At the city gate, Bai Wei was staring at him, and behind him was Shu Ligua. "You guys, come over." Wang Lin's voice wasn't loud, but it clearly entered Bai Wei's ears. Bai Wei hesitated a bit before flying into the air. Shu Ligua looked at Bai Wei's back with a memorized look and quickly followed. When the 3 of them saw Bai Wei, they were startled, but they didn't say anything. They went to the eastern side of the city to a gorgeous 4-story building. There was a courtyard around it filled with fake mountains and rivers. The spiritual energy here was very dense. Master Yi Chen smiled. "This is where the 3 of us stay in the city. Fellow cultivator Wang can pick a room. Wang Lin clasped his hands and smiled. Many thanks. Only after seeing Wang Lin's smile did the three brothers finally relax. The purple-robed, middle-aged man laughed. Brother Wang, rest first and I'll order people to prepare some fruit. Since we brothers don't know Brother Wang, the four of us have to debate Dao. Master Yi Chen nodded with a smile. The green-robed old man laughed. Third brother is right. How we met fellow brother Wang can be considered a legend. Wang Lin faintly smiled. There was no need to reject their warm invitation, and he was also interested in the liquid purple jade. He nodded. If that's the case, then I'll be happy to oblige. Brother Wang is too polite. Master Yi Chen then left with the other two. Bai Wei couldn't get used to all of this. With his cultivation level, he would have never interacted with cultivators of this level, even though he was the All-Seer's disciple. Soon, servants came and arranged lodgings for the two of them. There were a lot of vacant rooms here. After Bai Wei left, Xu Ligua subconsciously followed, but after Wang Lin cast a cold gaze, he obediently followed Wang Lin. The room Wang Lin chose was a rather elegant room on the second floor. The purple wooden table and chair, the red wooden cabinet, and the painting hanging on the wall all calmed his mind. There was an embroidered yellow lamp shade over a carved dragon lamp. When the light went through the shade, it was bright yet gentle as it scattered into every corner of the room. The room wasn't big, but Wang Lin was very satisfied. Xu Ligua floated in the air and looked around. His heart was filled with disdain and he wondered what was so good about this place. This fiend really didn't know how to enjoy himself. If it was up to him, he would find a place with a lot of girls. Oh, how comfortable that would be. Wang Lin quietly sat in the room with his eyes half closed. It looked like he was looking at the window, but in truth was thinking about Bai Wei's actions. What exactly is this Bai Wei looking for me for? He would not call me here for nothing. There is also that strange mark in his body, Wang Lin pondered. He had always felt like there was something Bai Wei wanted to say to him. Everything he spoke about along the way was pointless. What does he want to say to me? Wang Lin frowned as he recalled everything Bai Wei said. Then his eyes suddenly narrowed. Could it be that what Bai Wei wanted to say was contained within those pointless matters? If that's really the case, then he must be facing some difficulties that made him not dare to speak to me directly. He is certainly not afraid of me, but... Master? Wang Lin felt like he had grasped some clue, but he wasn't sure. Perhaps there are restrictions that prevent him from telling me, so he could only give hints. Wang Lin silently pondered about how Bai Wei's expression changed so drastically when he asked about Bai Wei's cultivation method. It was also at that moment that Wang Li noticed the strange mark formed by the movement of the yin energy inside Bai Wei. What exactly does Bai Wei want to say? Wang Lin pondered for a moment before he looked up at the door. A moment later, Master Yi Chen's voice came through. Brother Wang, the fruit and nectar have been prepared. Since the sky isn't dark yet, how about the four of us debate Dao? Wang Lin opened the door and saw Master Yi Chen standing outside with a smile. Fellow cultivator is too kind. Please. Wang Lin smiled. In the north of this northern courtyard, there was a pavilion. This pavilion wasn't big, but it was very beautiful. It was made of celestial jade and had a spiritual energy gathering formation to ensure a good environment. Outside the pavilion, there was a stream with the song of rushing water that could improve your mood. There were small fishes that swam in the stream and would sometimes jump out of the water, creating ripples and splashes. Inside the pavilion sat the purple-robed middle-aged man and the green-robed old man with a table between them. This table was made of white jade and was very smooth. Beside them was a very beautiful woman with big, twinkling eyes. She looked at the incoming Master Yi Chen and Wang Lin. When Wang Lin and Master Yi Chen arrived, the middle-aged man and old man stood up and smiled at Wang Lin. The middle-aged man pointed to the side and smiled. Brother Wang, please. Wang Lin looked at the pavilion and also at the stunning woman looking. This woman was also a cultivator, although her cultivation level was not very high, only nascent soul. She was very beautiful but also very innocent, which was rare in the cultivation world. Only someone who was loved by a powerful person could retain this level of innocence. That powerful person would have to keep them close by so that they weren't exposed too much to the cultivation world. This woman looked similar to Master Yi Chen. After she noticed Wang Lin looking at her, her face turned red and she lowered her head. However, she would still peek at Wang Lin from the corner of her eyes, and she was filled with curiosity. Wang Lin faintly smiled. With his cunning, he naturally saw through their intentions. Although the misunderstanding between them wasn't big, anything could happen in the cultivation world. They were afraid that Wang Lin would be on guard if the three of them invited him, and then they wouldn't be able to talk properly. So they decided to ask this woman, who was a relative, to come as an indirect way of showing they meant no malice. Otherwise, they wouldn't bring a nascent soul junior here. After everyone sat down, Master Yi Chen called the girl over. He smiled as he introduced her to Wang Lin. "Brother Wang, she is a junior in my family. This child is not sensible, but she had to come. In the future, please take care of her." As he spoke, he looked at the maiden, and his expression turned serious. "Ling this is Senior Wang, a powerful cultivator. Even this old man has to be respectful to him. For you to have an opportunity to meet him is your fortune." The girl blinked and bowed toward Wang Lin. "Ling greets Senior." This girl's voice was very pretty. It was like a songbird, and her voice seemed to be able to enter one's bones. Wang Lin carefully looked at the girl and was surprised. Fellow cultivator Wang must have noticed that this granddaughter of mine was born with a natural water spirit body. Everything aside from her voice was concealed by this old man. I have to keep her by my side, otherwise, she would be targeted as a furnace by people with bad intentions. Master Yi Chen bitterly smiled. Wang Lin nodded. A water spirit body was most suitable for using a furnace. However, she shouldn't have much to worry about when she was around Master Yi Chen. Not many people would dare to steal a woman from them, as it was really not worth it to make enemy out of them just for a woman. Besides, although these three Chen brothers looked like a group of only 3 people, if they were forced into a life and death crisis, they would surely find help with their connections. At that point, they would be a powerful force. When Wang Lin heard the voice of the stunning woman, he entered a trance. Although he quickly recovered, a sense of bitterness awakened in his heart. This bitterness was very strong, like dust being kicked off sealed memories. She was also born with a water spirit body. Wang Lin let out a sigh. Some things couldn't be forgotten and some pain couldn't be sealed away. The old memories would inadvertently reappear when facing a similar scene. Every time they resurface, they would cause unhideable pain. Letting out a secret sigh, Wang Lin's gaze once more fell on the stunning girl. The girl was ill at ease and didn't dare to look at Wang Lin. Gently touching his bag of holding, Wang Lin took out the straw hat. When he looked at the straw hat, Wang Lin felt like he saw Yun Kazi. After putting the straw hat on the table, Wang Lin calmly said, "This was a gift from an old friend. It can help cover up your aura. After fellow cultivator Master Yi Chen refines it, perhaps its power will increase. I'll give it to this child as a gift." The girl's nose wrinkled. It was obvious she found the straw hat a bit ugly. Master Yi Chen looked at the straw carefully and was surprised. "Brother Wang, although this item is not a celestial treasure, it is extremely exquisite. The number of formations inside it is so large that not even I can instantly see through them all. These restrictions working together can cover up all aura. Someone who is good at restrictions can learn countless restrictions from studying this hat and increase their restriction cultivation level. Brother Wang, this gift is a bit too much." After the girl heard this, curiosity filled her eyes. Wang Lin shook his head and said, "This item is useless to me, so just gift it to this child." Master Yi Chen hesitated for a bit before nodding in thanks. Looking at the girl, Wang Lin's gaze became slightly gentle. He slapped his bag of holding and took out 3 bells. He smiled. "I'll gift you this too." Joy filled the girl's eyes and she took the bells. Hearing the crisp echoes of the bells, she immediately laughed in joy. The more she looked at them, the more she liked them. She then turned toward Wang Lin and said, "Linger, thanks Senior." This voice was even more alluring than before, but it had no effect on Wang Lin. When Master Yi Chen saw the bells, with his insight, he naturally saw that they weren't ordinary. He let out a sigh as he got up and clasped his hands at Wang Lin. "Fellow cultivator Wang, this old man thanks you." He felt very ashamed. It was originally the three of them at fault, but now his junior had received great gifts from the other party. After sitting down, he pondered a bit and then took out a piece of black stone and said, "Fellow cultivator Wang, please accept this dark heaven stone. When cultivators reach our level, we need dark heaven stones to store divine sense to create an avatar or store power spells to use. If you don't accept, this old man will be ashamed." Wang Lin smiled as he picked up the stone and his divine sense swept past it. Although his expression was neutral, his heart was moved. This black stone was very strange and had many small holes emitting a suction force. Not only could it store and preserve divine sense, it also allowed one to store a spell in advance. It was similar to the chosen immortal clan's talismans. In addition, one could create an illusory avatar with but a thought. It was a very practical treasure. Although this treasure wasn't something extremely precious, it was still rare. Wang Lin nodded and put it inside his bag. "This old man is muddled and hasn't introduced my two younger brothers. This old man is my second brother, Liu Yulong. His nickname is Master Yi Long." Master Yi Chen pointed at the green-robed old man. The green-robed old man stood up, clasped his hands at Wang Lin, and laughed. "The name Master Yi Long is nothing before Brother Wang. Brother Wang can just call me by my name. This is my third brother, Zhen Xinghan, nicknamed Master Yi Xing." The purple-robed middle-aged man had the lowest cultivation level. Although he was at the early stage of Nirvana Scrya, he was obviously weaker than Master Yi Long. He stood up and respectfully clasped his hands. "Brother Wang can just call me by my name. I wonder what Brother Wang's nickname is." After Master Yi Chen finished introducing them, he looked at Wang Lin. In the cultivation world, although there were nicknames among the lower-level cultivators, none of them become famous or spread much. It couldn't compare to the nicknames of truly powerful cultivators, and the significance was very different. When one became a second-step cultivator, a nickname was often a mutual recognition and a condensed version of their life. Even until today, Wang Lin didn't really have a nickname. If he really did, then it would be the one he got in All Heaven from his slaughter, Master Demon. After pondering a bit, Wang Lin slowly said, "My nickname is Master Demon." After he spoke, Master Yi Chen and his brothers immediately felt a bloody killing intent coming from the bottom of their hearts. It was as if Wang Lin had turned into an primal beast filled with monstrous killing intent. "I have just returned and haven't stayed long on planet Tianyun, so the three of you must not have heard of me." Wang Lin picked up the cup and drank a mouthful. With his ancient god body, almost no poison could harm him besides some very ancient and rare poison from ancient times. After scanning it with his divine sense, Wang Lin was certain it was safe. After putting down the wine cup, the stunning girl next to Master Yi Chen immediately picked up the wine jug and poured another cup for Wang Lin. Then she returned back next to Master Yi Chen, and her beautiful eyes would occasionally look at Wang Lin. Master Yi Chen and his brothers returned to normal and began chatting with Wang Lin. As they chatted, they began debating Tao. Time slowly passed. As the four talked, the moon was soon high up in the sky and they became familiar with each other. The wind blew by as Master Yi Chen picked up his wine cup for a drink and sighed. "The path of Tao sets us apart from the mortals of the world. One must adapt to isolate oneself from everything in order to complete the heaven's grand Tao. Unfortunately, although this old man can cut off everything, the word family is something I can't cut away. Why do you need to cut it off? Cultivators dare to even defy the heavens, so why listen to this fleeting thought? I heard there are areas that focus on family cultivation. This would naturally mean that these cultivators have families. There are still powerful cultivators that broke out among them, so everything is just a mindset." Master Yi Chen seemed to have gained a little enlightenment. He held the wine cup and didn't put it down for a long time. Is Brother Wang talking about the All-Heaven star system when talking about cultivation families? Master Yi Chen revealed a look of interest. After Wang Lin nodded, Master Yi Chen continued, "Speaking of the All-Heaven star system, they really are different. It is astonishing for them to have developed so far by focusing on cultivation families. If it wasn't for the Cultivation Alliance telling me this, I wouldn't believe it. All Heaven's battle against the Alliance in the north caused the Alliance to retreat. Their power can't be underestimated. As he spoke, bursts of thunder came from the night sky and the clouds gradually gathered to cover the stars. Humidity filled the area and then a bolt of lightning that illuminated the night struck down. At the same time, large drops of rain poured down, creating loud splashing sounds. There was a thin layer of mist rising up from the ground. The stunning woman named Ling exclaimed and quickly came to the edge of the pavilion to look outside. Master Yi Chen's enlightenment was interrupted. He was startled before shaking his head. Planet Tianyun's weather has been very strange in the recent months. A moment ago it was a bright night sky, yet the next moment dark clouds cover the sky and there is heavy rain. The middle-aged man named Master Yi Xing nodded and said, "Yes, it is like an eccentric cultivator whose personality keeps changing and is impossible to see through." When what they said landed in Wang Lin's ears, it caused him to tremble. He suddenly looked up at the sky outside the pavilion with the wine cup in his hand. It was as if he was struck by lightning. Originally, he was confused by the matter with Bai Wei, but now it was as if a pair of invisible hands had opened up a path. It's like a person's personality. It is strange and constantly changing. Impossible to see through. Earlier, Bai Wei said that the weather on planet Tianyun will change in a few months. The abrupt changes between cloudy and sunny are a unique sight to planet Tianyun. Although this sounds ordinary, it is actually profound. The constant changes in weather on planet Tianyun are actually referring to Master's personality constantly changing. It was the same as the speculation I had about him constantly changing between his avatars. Wang Lin's actions caused the three Chen brothers to look at each other. They couldn't see through what Wang Lin was thinking and couldn't help but quiet down. After Master Yi Xing's words removed the fog in his mind, Wang Lin's thoughts were incredibly clear. He thought back to Bai Wei's demeanor and seemed to grasp some of the situation. There was a white tree someone planted in the back mountain, and it was claimed it would never flower, but it flowered. However, the color of the flowers weren't white but black. They only lasted 3 breaths of time before they all turned to dust. It surprised quite a few people that time. I was there as well. I thought it would have been great if I could have saved a flower. There was a hidden meaning behind his words. That white tree was referring to Bai Wei himself. The white tree being unable to flower means he was originally a man, yet he became a woman. Then he said the white flowers unexpectedly flowered, but instead of the flowers being white, they were black. This is even more obvious. He is telling me that due to some reason, the black and white reversed and he went from male to female. The flower only being alive for 3 breaths of time means he didn't have much time to leave. He told me all of this so I could save him. This was why his reaction was so exaggerated when I asked him his cultivation method. It was to increase my doubt and ponder his words. This was also why he told me it was the celestial double desire method. The strange mark formed by the yin energy flow normally doesn't reveal itself. However, when Bai Wei said celestial double desire method, it appeared. It was Bai Wei wanting to remind me of something. Combined with what he said about the weather changing before, it means the person he was afraid of was the All-Seer. The person who caused him to become like this was likely also the All-Seer. This is the real reason he asked me to come out of Heavenly Fate Sec. Wang Lin suddenly stood up, clasped his hands at the 3 Chen brothers, and said, "3 fellow cultivators, I have an important matter to deal with, so I won't disturb you all any longer." After Wang Lin spoke, he grabbed Shu Ligua and threw him into his bag. Then, with a step, he disappeared. The 3 Chen brothers were greatly puzzled. After pondering a bit, they couldn't think of a reason. With one step, Wang Lin had already appeared outside Bai Wei's room. He didn't want to know the All-Seer's secrets, but he had to be constantly on guard. Only after understanding the All-Seer could he protect himself. As a result, Wang Lin wanted to know exactly what was going on with Bai Wei. Just as he appeared, he exclaimed and felt a faint restriction fluctuation from Bai Wei's room. It was extremely weak, and even with Wang Lin's cultivation level, he wouldn't notice it unless he was here. Something's wrong. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and his divine sense charged straight into the room. The moment his divine sense touched the weak restriction fluctuation, a powerful repelling force appeared and collided with Wang Lin's divine sense. This sound echoed and immediately caught the attention of the three Chen brothers. After the loud noise, Wang Lin's eyes lit up. The room he forcibly opened became clear in his eyes and there wasn't a single person inside. Bai Wei was missing. With Bai Wei's cultivation, it would be impossible for him to leave without me or the Chen brother noticing. It is also impossible for him to place such restrictions. Bai Wei must have been taken by force. The person who took Bai Wei must have a cultivation level far higher than mine and the Chen brothers. Wang Lin's expression was gloomy, but his eyes quickly narrowed. Wrong. If someone took Bai Wei, why did they place a restriction to guard the room? Wang Lin silently pondered and then revealed a sneer. Wang Lin's body flickered and immediately disappeared. When he reappeared, he was in the sky. At this moment, the world was shrouded in rain, lightning flashed inside the clouds, and thunder echoed across the planet. Wang Lin's divine sense spread out and swept the area, but he didn't find any sign of Bai Wei. Wang Lin knew it wasn't that Bai Wei had left the area but was hidden well enough to avoid his divine sense. His right hand formed a seal and he pointed up at the sky and said, "Summon the rain." As he waved his finger, lightning flashed across the sky and lit up the earth. All the rain around Wang Lin seemed to solidify in the air and stopped descending. Shortly after, an invisible force seemed to come out from Wang Lin's finger. In an instant, all the rain within tens of thousands of kilometers was enveloped in this force and stopped. Even the new rain formed by the clouds in the sky no longer fell. The other raindrops all froze in various positions in the air. Even if they were just 1 inch above the ground, they were still motionless. Every raindrop contained a strange force. Endless origin energy instantly gathered and entered very raindrop. At this moment, the world lit up, and the surge of origin energy shocked all the powerful cultivators in Ghost Eye City. The three Chen brothers looked up at the sky in shock. Master Yi Chen gasped and muttered, "This kind of spell is something only Nirvana cleanser cultivators can use." Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he waved his hand. A loud rumble came from all the raindrops that froze, and they gathered around Wang Lin. In the blink of an eye, they formed a huge vortex. The rumble of the storm echoed across the sky. Wang Lin's divine sense spread out and entered the vortex. Then both of his hands formed a seal and pointed at the ground. The storm smashed down and the countless raindrops spread everywhere. The raindrops split into countless more raindrops, and all of them contained Wang Lin's divine sense. It was as if Wang Lin's divine sense had split into countless avatars. Every single avatar spread out their own divine sense, and although it didn't increase the range of Wang Lin's divine sense, it made his search much more refined. As his divine sense swept the area, Wang Lin's eyes lit up and landed on a valley thousands of kilometers away from Ghost Eye City. He took a step, creating a loud rumble. Wang Lin turned into a bolt of lightning and charged toward the valley thousands of kilometers away. This distance only took him a blink of an eye to cross. There was a restriction in the valley, but this restriction gave off no fluctuations. If it wasn't for the fact that he had used the rain to enhance his divine sense, he would have never found anything abnormal. When he arrived, the restriction opened a sliver without Wang Lin doing anything. Then a vigorous voice came out. "Please enter, Brother Wang." Bai Wei. Wang Lin's expression was calm, but his heart was in shock. This voice indeed belonged to Bai Wei. However, Bai Wei's voice before was feminine, making it difficult to tell if it was male or female. However, at this moment his voice was filled with vigor and was obvious it was a male's voice. Wang Lin frowned as he stepped into the restriction crack and entered the valley. This valley was isolated from the rain, so no rain entered. The valley was filled with flowers and plants, but everything had long since been dead. A large amount of yin energy was gathered here. There was a person sitting in the valley. This person was Bai Wei. However, this aura was very different from Wang Lin's memories. Bai Wei's face was calm and the feminine aura he had was now gone. Instead, it was replaced with a sense of determination, his eyes were like lightning, and a stern aura surrounded his body. The current him no longer had the look of a woman. No matter how you looked at it, he was a handsome man. Bai Wei pondered for a bit and then slowly said, "Brother Wang, are you surprised?" Bai Wei looked at the restriction above the valley and said, "My name is Bai Wei. Brother Wang, you coming here means you must have understood the meaning behind my words." Wang Lin frowned. Not only was the yin energy still inside Bai Wei's body, it was extremely strong. In fact, it had already reached an unimaginable degree. This dense yin energy shouldn't appear inside a cultivator's body. It was strong enough to almost become solid. With Bai Wei's cultivation level, his body shouldn't be able to bear this kind of yin energy. He should have already lost all vital signs and become a corpse. Wang Lin calmly and slowly said, "The white tree blooms, black and white reverse." I did understand some of what Brother Bai said. Bai Wei let out a sigh and revealed a wry smile. After a moment of silence, he said, "I still can't out-scheme Master. I thought I had 3 more months before the real danger. Within those 3 months, I thought I could get Brother Wang to help me. I had a 20% chance of escaping, but unfortunately, I still failed to escape from Master's plan." Wang Lin frowned but didn't speak. "Brother Wang, I originally didn't think you would find me this quick and was prepared to give you a hint tomorrow, but there is no need for that now. Right now is when Master is in closed-door cultivation. Once he comes out, he will notice the anomaly and come here. Before Master arrives, is Brother Wang willing to hear a story?" Bai Wei revealed a bitter smile as confusion and reminiscence filled his eyes. "I was born in a rich mortal family on planet Tianyun. Right before I was born, the sky was filled with a red glow, and then after I was born, it disappeared. It wasn't until after I entered the cultivation world that I learned that the red light was true yang, and if you calculate my time of birth, it was during a moment of extreme yang. It was an extremely rare day that only happens once every thousands of years. I went back and searched. Every single child born that day had died in their mother's wombs besides me. If it was a boy, they would at least leave behind a corpse. However, if it was a girl, then they would dissipate, leaving nothing behind." Pain filled Bai Wei's eyes as he looked ahead. It was as if he was recalling something he didn't want to remember. "I had a sister. We were twins. When the extreme yang reaches its peak, there is a moment of extreme yin. I was born just as it was about to turn to extreme yin. Although my little sister dissipated, she absorbed a bit of that extreme yin. Her flesh was gone, but her soul entered my body. Originally, everything was peaceful and little sister's soul had not awakened, she remained asleep. If things remained like this, then none of this would have happened. When I was 7, I was brought into the Heavenly Fate sect. My talent was very good and I cultivated very fast. I soon stood out among the outer disciples and became an inner disciple. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of years passed and I reached the soul transformation stage. I also obtained the chance to step out among the inner disciples and became one of Master's direct disciples in the Purple Division. As my cultivation level increased, I gradually noticed how I was different. I also found out that half of my soul belongs to my little sister and that her soul was showing signs of awakening. My original plan was to ask Master to help separate her soul and let her enter the reincarnation cycle after she awakened. Bai Wei let out a bitter sigh, but soon his expression became ferocious and he clenched his teeth. I'll never forget that day. I was cultivating and my little sister's soul was about to awaken. Then Zhao Xingsha suddenly appeared before me with a cultivation level far above mine and injured me. This caused my little sister's soul to further integrate with mine when she was about to awaken. This forced me into that miserable situation where I was not male or female. Monstrous hatred filled Bai Wei's eyes. In desperation, I looked for Master for help, and Master gave me the Celestial Double Desire method. He said that once I cultivate to the 9th level, my sister and I will separate. I had never thought that Master would lie to me. Thanks to the Celestial Double Desire method, my cultivation expectedly increased leaps and bounds. This method focused on the soul and had great influence on my growth. However, I didn't care about it. All I wanted was to allow my little sister's soul to return into the reincarnation cycle one day. In a flash, hundreds of years passed. This was also when you left planet Tianyun. When I found out that something was wrong, it was too late. Bai Wei's eyes filled with sadness and he tore his shirt, exposing his chest. There was a green line and a red line extending from each of his arms, and the two lines intersect in the middle as if they were tree branches. See this? This is the mysterious thing that appeared on my body after cultivating the celestial double desire method. All the meridians in my body changed after cultivating the yin and yang double desire method. At this moment, pain filled Bai Wei's face. The yin energy inside his body moved and that strange mark appeared once more. Every time I talk about it, this mark activates and the yin energy inside my body increases greatly. The yin and yang double desire method cultivates on its own, outside of my control. I also know that the extreme yang change was done by Master. He used his spell to cause an extremely rare extreme yang day to occur. All of this was part of his plan. As I stayed in the Heavenly Fate sect, I gradually understood. Master's cultivation has reached a bottleneck. He is unable to escape and has been possessed by this inner demon. I am merely one of his experiments. I know that Master is waiting for the extreme yin to reach its peak. Just like how the day of extreme yang had that instant of extreme yin, he is waiting for that moment of extreme yang from the extreme yin in my body. I also know that Master has attempted this extreme yang tragedy several times before and after me. However, in the end, I think I'm the only one who survived. It was as if Wang Lin was struck by lightning when he heard Bai Wei's words. He gasped and shock filled his eyes. What exactly is this extreme yin and extreme yang that made the All-Seer go through all of this to get it? Wang Lin looked at Bai Wei. Based on his intuition, he believed 70% of what Bai Wei said. Bai Wei's face revealed an ferocious expression and he laughed. Wang Lin, my plan failed, and I simply can't compare to Master. He must know that I knew everything all along. I'm merely an ant before him, and no matter how much an ant struggles, I'm unable to reverse fate. However, this ant, this experiment of his, will do something to shock him. I don't believe he can clearly foresee this idea that suddenly appeared in my head. Wang Lin, I know my own situation better than anyone else. It is impossible to save me. However, before I die, I want to take this extreme yang that has been cultivating for thousands of years, the thing that the All-Seer has been waiting for, and give it to you. Wang Lin, do you dare to take it? Bai Wei looked at Wang Lin, and his voice echoed into the valley. The same words appeared all over the valley and entered Wang Lin's ears like bolts of thunder. Do you dare to take it? Wang Lin silently pondered. He couldn't help but ponder. He didn't know what it was, but if the All-Seer cared so much about it, then it had to be important to the All-Seer. If he were to take it now, he would definitely face the anger of the All-Seer. Time is almost up. Master will come any time. Wang Lin, give me an answer. Do you dare or not? Bai Wei waited for a moment and revealed a look of disappointment. He wryly smiled as he shook his head and muttered, could Master have calculated all of this as well? Did he calculate that even if I were to offer it to you, you wouldn't accept? And even if you did, you would give it back to him? Master, have you really never calculated wrong in all these countless years? I don't believe it, I don't believe it. I don't believe you have never been wrong once in your life. When Bai Wei's words entered Wang Lin's ears, Wang Lin's eyes started to shine brightly. To never predict anything wrong and to always be right, that is the perfect All-Seer. An All-Seer like this has no weakness. If anyone wants to fight him, then before fighting, they are already at a disadvantage. But, if you make him calculate wrong, then what would happen? Wang Lin's heart rate rapidly increased. The All-Seer calculated that I wouldn't dare to take it. If I take it, he will definitely have the intent to kill me. This intent won't be suppressed and he will attempt to kill me on the spot. His foresight is shocking, everything is within his calculations. To take it or not to take it? Wang Lin's eyes were filled with struggle. He had always acted decisively and rarely hesitated, but right now he had to hesitate. After all, taking it meant he would be pushed into a predicament that would be difficult to survive. But if Wang Lin didn't take it, he knew the perception that the All-Seer could never be wrong would be imprinted in his mind. Although he had never faced off against the All-Seer in a battle, this could be considered a confrontation between them. If he didn't take it, then his confidence against the All-Seer once he has to face him will fall greatly. No matter what Wang Lin did, he would have to wonder if it was also all within the All-Seer's calculations. If he did this, his Tao heart would become timid. What need was there to talk about karma comprehension, source origin energy, or walking down the path of Tao? His cultivation would stop and forever live under the shadow of the All-Seer's omnipotent foresight. I'm a heaven-defying cultivator. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he thought about how he defied the heavens in the demon spirit land. How could a mere All-Seer compare to the heavens? Bai Wei has no good intentions. Before dying, he wants to drag me into challenging the All-Seer with him. He wants to see the All-Seer wrong about someone before he dies. Wang Lin's eyes became cold, then he slowly said, "Why would I not dare?" There was a ray of light flying through space outside of planet Tianyun. There was a purple-robed man inside the ray of light, and his face was filled with arrogance. I wonder what little Lin's cultivation level is now. Damn it, I didn't think those women at planet Fengwan would be so powerful. They bullied me because I had no brother to help me. I'm going to find little Lin and properly deal with those little girls. This video will end here.